Welcome to the third episode of our podcast. That's fucking trash. Nah, fuck it. Who cares? I'm leaving it in. Where we talk about
Okay.
anything and everything.
If you want to request a topic, send us a DM or email us at the AE Podcast with two T's on Instagram or Twitter.
So before we started recording, we started talking about iCarly because
Yeah.
and we're reminiscing on like just a bunch of different episodes and stuff. Dude, it's
And
still.
oh god. And the reason we brought this up is because if you don't know, we record our podcast on Discord because it's easy. And my profile picture, I think my profile picture is of Jerry Trainer. That's his name. And yeah, and
It's
we brought it up.
we started talking, and then before we recorded or before we started the recording, they're like, hey Josh, real quick, look at my Discord profile picture. I look over, it's just Spencer giving me a dead stare. And that's what started this.
No, it's so good. It's gold. Like he's just there.
It's just beautiful. It's just
Uh,
it absolute perfect. You know, this reminds me of the profile picture I have for like TikTok cuz it's like the same dead stare.
oh yeah,
But it
like literally.
but yours is better because it's Spencer. Just absolute just S tier of a character. I
Oh
love it.
god. But yeah, we were talking about iCarly, and since they put it on Netflix, um, and we've been watching it. I don't remember what episode I'm on, but it's honestly such a good show. Like you have like now the shows now on Nickelodeon and like on Cartoon Network and on freaking Disney and all those like kid shows. They're trash. Like they're not as comedic as like iCarly was, or like what's it called, like Victorious or Drake and Josh or all
Yeah.
those type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely like, people's like kids' interests have like changed, but it's more of
Mhm.
like it's what's it called? It's more of like the TV networks wanting to change things, right?
Yeah.
Or them thinking like oh well this will be good for like because of the demographic or whatever. I actually just
Mhm.
watched an episode of iCarly literally just talking about this because like in the episode they like a TV network comes to like the school that they're at, and
Mhm.
we're like we want to give iCarly a TV show, and they're like sure, and they do it, and then they try to change a bunch of stuff to where it's like it's just a completely different show, right?
Mhm.
And they're like this isn't good, like none of this is all boring and trash, right?
Yeah.
And it's all and like the whole thing stems from like this one main dude being like, but the like our numbers say like our demographic will like this more, you know. I feel like I feel like a big part of it is like stuff like that happens.
Yeah. And like I see it a lot like on TikTok because, well, we're kind of old, and that and then like people are like, oh my god, like this thing just like changed all of a sudden, like oh my gosh, like I remember I saw this TikTok and it was about Blue's Clues. They changed it completely, bro. I was
Really?
like, what the fuck? Blue is 3D now.
That's weird.
It's so weird. There's a new guy, which I don't mind because there's always been like a new guy after Steve, like Joe. I remember that specifically. But then it was like a Christmas thing or something like that, and like they brought back Steve and Joe. And I was like, damn, bro, like I'm old. Like I remember watching that when I was like little, but they changed completely. And then I think what's it called? SpongeBob did as well. Like the animation style is like super different than what it was.
The last thing that I saw from Blue's Clues, was oh god, I don't even remember, dude. Like it was so long ago. All like the most recent news I heard from about Blue's Clues was when Steve left.
Oh man, that hurt my soul.
Like I found out he was leaving. I was like, no, he's like 30, dude. You could go on for a few more years.
Or
And
like they played it off. He's like he's got to go to college or something like that,
yeah,
and then
I
Joe came in, and I was like, dude, Joe's kind of cool.
well, I mean, I haven't seen anything of Joe. I also like don't have cable, so like
Oh
everything I see on all of that is hold on, is like on TikTok and stuff.
yeah, like I remember watching it like all the way to like Joe, because I think when Steve was there, it was like really early on, and they would play the reruns. And my brother remembers Steve completely. I remember him telling me about that. And then what's it called? And then I remember like seeing Steve, and then the part where Joe comes in. So I remember Joe a little bit more. But other than that, like it's pretty crazy. I think the last episode I remember was when that pink dog came in. That was that one was good. Magenta. It was cool.
When was that?
That was
Cause
like
I,
a long time
cause
ago.
I remember that too, or at least I remember there being a magenta one. Also, here's one thing that people don't know that I found out, right? Cause I also didn't know.
Okay.
Blue, right, is a girl, and then the magenta one's a dude.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I found that out like a while back. Because I remember watching the show
Uh
and
huh.
thinking, oh, Blue is a boy. And then I remember, I think Steve said she once in the show, and I was like, yo, Steve's a girl. And I thought it was so cool.
Steve's a girl.
I mean, sorry, Blue's a girl. And I was like, hell yeah. And then when Magenta came in, it was like, oh, Magenta's a boy. And then I remember being little, and I was like, oh, but like, isn't like colors with like pink is girl, boys blue? No, it's not. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was pretty interesting.
It's really crazy to see like to go back to like older shows as like when you're older and to see like if it still holds up when you're older and
Mhm.
like like specifically with like iCarly, right? Like I was telling Nat before we started recording where like so far like every episode that I've watched I just checked I'm in season 20. I'm on episode 20 of season 1. um and like every episode so far I could like see myself as a child like laying in bed watching the episode while like playing with
Yeah.
Legos, right? And it's like it's just so crazy to see like I have so many like memories coming back from just watching in like an old TV show I used to watch.
Mhm.
It's pretty cool. It's also it's also funny to see uh like how they hold up. Like the first few episodes, at least to me, like the whole web show part of like the show or whatever is kind of like really cringe. You know, it's very like it is very made for kids, right?
Yeah.
But like again, I was telling you that before. It is, but Spencer is just gold since day one.
Oh yeah.
Just the
Yeah.
best part of the show, and I love him.
And I was gonna tell you this before we started recording, but
Mm.
might as well. But like, I kind of had a crush on Spencer a little bit. I didn't know this until what is it? I didn't know this until I what's it called? What episode was it? Oh, it was the episode when I remember specifically watching this. It was the episode when he was like fighting with that art teacher that Carly was going to. Yeah, that episode.
I feel like I remember
Yeah.
that, but I'm not sure.
So it was an episode where Carly went to like an art class, and Spencer was
Oh,
jealous
yeah, yeah, yeah,
because
and then he drew
yeah,
the bunny like blind.
Yeah,
It's like,
and
what
he
do you
was,
even know? You're a sculptor. What do you even know about drawing bunnies? And then
and he drew a bunny.
yeah,
Yeah, and I remember like he was just mad at her because like I guess because he wanted to teach Carly art, and
yeah.
then they got into a fight with like paint or whatever, and he's like, "I'm
I remember
sorry, I
that.
painted your face blue. I'm sorry, I painted your face red." And then I was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" And yeah, you get the rest. But I didn't realize that until that episode and until it came back up on TikTok. I think like when did I see it? The bunny one, and I remembered what that episode was, and I was like, "Oh my god, I had a crush on Spencer, and I didn't even know." So yeah, that was embarrassing to say, but yes. Did you have any childhood crushes, Josh? Like in
um,
TV shows? I'm pretty sure you have.
oh, for sure, but I can't remember. I can't remember exactly. I had I 100% I did, but I need to like really remember. Like I have a face, I don't have a
Mhm.
name, and I don't have a show either. I can't remember. Like if I saw them, I could be like, "That's it, that's her," you know. But I got nothing. 100%
Can you,
though, I had a friend crush on Spencer. 100%. I was like, I
dude?
want this man to like be related to me.
Me too. Like if I had like Spencer as a big brother, I think I'd be okay in life.
True.
Like, I mean, jeez.
Also, I just want to also point out like this dude does like a bunch of random sculptures. And he lives in like a loft in Seattle, right?
Mhm.
Very comfortable. He can, he buys things a bunch of times, you know, and it's like this dude obviously gets enough like money to be able to afford a bunch of stuff, you know.
Yeah,
It's pretty, it's crazy.
he's making a lot of money on his
He's
sculptures.
he's
I
making
just
credit.
realized that
Yeah,
because
and
yeah.
there's been a few episodes of where like he's being paid to like do a sculpture, and then there's others like the majority of them are just like I want to make this thing because I can,
Mhm.
which is really
Yeah.
funny and cool.
Yeah. And like, what is it? I think one of my favorite sculptures he did. I mean, it's pretty early on because I can't remember and I'm barely watching it again.
Mhm.
But the butter one,
The
like that was
butter
great.
one, dude. Oh
The
my god.
butter sculpture, that was like I thought that was so cool. Like he's made a sculpture out of butter,
Yeah.
and and it was a piece of bread, which was so like sorry to get all like artsy, yeah,
Yeah.
but it was so like it was clever because it's bread.
Or it was the logo for like the
Mhm.
convention thing. What was his name? Like
Yeah.
Toasty or something.
Yeah. It's clever because it's
It's
like
yeah.
butter goes on toast.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, he like it could have gone a bunch of different ways. Could have made something out of bread or something, but not butter.
Mhm.
Butter is definitely the way to go. Because I feel like if he were to
Yeah.
try to make something, if he would have tried to make toasty, out of toast or like bread, I feel like it would just go bad real fast.
Yeah.
With butter, dude,
Yeah. Butter.
that's also the episode where Neville was introduced.
Oh yeah. Dude. Oh
And the
Neville.
famous the famous elbow licking scene from when he's outside of their house.
Yeah. Dude, the amount of times I try to lick my own elbow because of that scene.
I know, dude. Like I remember being in my room watching that and being like, I can lick my elbow, and then I'm trying it while he's trying
Oh, I was trying it right now.
it.
But like, no, for real, dude. Like, how the hell do people do that? Like, people can do it.
They're flexible, dude.
Damn, I wish I was flexible. Oh man, what was I gonna talk about? I was gonna talk about something.
Yeah,
Oh, right, but
go on.
going back to the like different how the cartoons are different and stuff.
Yeah.
Some cartoons are good, like but they mainly come from Cartoon Network. Like I like Steven Universe is a good one. I haven't watched it because I see the way it changes people like emotionally and how they cry, and I'm scared to cry.
I'd I've seen like one episode, like
Yeah, I've seen.
the first episode,
Yeah, I've
and
seen like an
that was
intro of it,
yeah.
but like it's so good. And like, what is it? I know Adventure Time ended, but Adventure Time was such a good one too.
Adventure
I
Time
haven't
was such
finished
a good
it.
one.
And then Amazing World of Gumball still going on. That one's a good one.
It's still going on?
I think so, isn't it?
Jesus, I don't know, dude. I don't have cable.
I
I
thought it was.
I don't follow any my entertainment when it comes to like watching things is YouTube, Netflix, and Twitch. I don't
Yeah.
I don't really like, and even then, a lot of my time mostly consists of like I'm either um I'm either like listening or watching like podcasts. I'm watching
Hmm.
some like I'm not very, oh my god, I can sometimes, I don't even know what I'm saying. I can't. Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm
Hold
struggling
on.
right now.
He's kind of buffering a little bit.
Just a little. Just a little. Okay. There's not many times I can have a live stream open because a lot of times I need to like stop what I'm doing and go someplace or whatever, whatever. Or a lot of times I'm like playing with my friends. Uh, so I normally have like YouTube videos open, but I'll normally watch like VODs and stuff. Like
Yeah.
so like I don't watch Twitch too often. I normally watch like people's VODs though.
Hmm.
Uh, and then there's like the few times where I'm like out of content for like YouTube and like podcasts for the time being. So then I go on Netflix and I try to find something, which right now is being filled by iCarly. And then I'm not sure what else I'm gonna start. I've been enjoying watching random movies that I find.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, cause like there's some that are really weird. I remember there was one that I watched a long time ago that I don't think is in here. It's called Deep Storage, and I remember it because it was very weird.
Hmm.
It was a like a I guess a horror thriller or something. Hold on, let me see if it's on here still.
Hmm.
It is not. So it was basically like um there's these there's these like people that go to, I don't even know why they're there, but they're like at one of those like storage facilities, right? You know, like you go, there's like these little garages that you pay money to keep like a bunch of stuff in, right?
Hmm.
And like they're there, and then there's these like people killing people to like gut them and sell their stuff on the black market, right?
Yeah.
And like that's the movie, and it's just really badly acted and like written too. It's just
Yeah.
not good. And I remember watching this like sometime maybe in 8th grade or something. It's just like it's not good.
Yeah, I watched some random ones on Netflix. I think this one's still there. It's called Holidays or something like that. And it's supposed to be kind of spooky and like
Maybe.
weird. And it goes through like all the holidays, like Valentine's Day, Christmas, Halloween, like all that stuff. Very weird.
Mm.
Very, very disturbing. Like, and very weird. And then I think I watched one as well that's not on there anymore. I watched like weird. I watch a lot of like creepy things or like documentaries, like with not sci-fi, but like that one documentary. I don't know if you remember. It was trending a while ago, but it was like about that guy that was like a serial killer. and they were trying to find him because he was posting videos about like cats and stuff. I don't know if you remember that.
Um. Oh, the what's it called? The Don't Mess with Cats
Yeah.
documentary. Yeah, I watched that.
Oh God, that
It,
was
I
it was a
didn't.
good documentary,
It
but
was a good
holy shit.
documentary. I didn't even know that that happened. Like, like that was a thing. You know.
Yeah, I didn't know either. And then right now I'm watching the one about that girl that disappeared from that hotel. I'm watching that one.
I'm not sure.
It's the one. It's a viral video. I always forget her name. It's a viral video where it's a girl in the elevator, and she's like going in and out of it and in and out of it,
Uh
and then
huh.
she just leaves. It's that. It's about that. It's about that girl and like how she disappeared and all that stuff. I mean, I already know how the story ends, but like some don't, so I would want people to watch it. But it's a
Mm,
good documentary. It's kind of like the Don't Mess with Cats one.
interesting. Also, I don't think it was called Deep Storage because I can't find it anywhere. I'm like, look, either this is completely wiped or like I have no idea.
Hmm.
Oh, is it this one? I like need to see that. I need like now I need to know if like I hallucinated this movie or not.
But what's it about?
It's literally just like there was some people uh at like a storage facility, right?
Hmm.
And like there's this person or a few people that I think hired them to stay there, and they just absolutely they like drugged them and then like would lead them somewhere and then kill them and then like sell their parts uh to like a black market.
Okay, let me look for it. Hold on.
Self storage, I found it, baby. Let's go, dude.
Oh,
I
oh, here it
found it.
is.
3.1 on IMDb.
Yeah, and
There
a
you go.
5% on Rotten Tomatoes.
5%. Hey, that's 5% more than I would have given it.
Damn, that's creepy. When did this come out?
2013. It's way more recent than I expected.
It doesn't look like it. Like the cover, crazy. No,
The
but
cover, I
yeah,
gotta say, the banner looks kind of cool. The banner like looks like something I'd be interested in, which is probably why I clicked on it in the first place.
yeah.
And now I'm gonna check Netflix again because I realized, I looked up the wrong thing to see. Let's see.
No, dude, and what is it, dude? I think I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with my brain, but every
Mm-hmm.
time I wanna like be entertained, I watch scary stuff.
No, that makes sense.
I mean, like, it's not that like, cause what is it? There was this audio going around,
Go for it.
and it was like on TikTok, and it was like, if you don't flinch at this audio, you're a psychopath. And but dude, it's not even scary. Like it was like playing music in the background, and some person was talking, and then the
Zoomers.
what's
Yeah,
that?
I don't know what
What's
else
that
to tell you.
game?
Hmm.
Do you know that game? I think it was Doki Doki Literature Club. Like when the game gets all creepy,
Yeah, yeah,
it,
that
it
that
starts
that's it.
playing. It starts playing that theme song. Dude,
Okay.
I love that theme song.
I watched Game
Like,
Grumps play that. That was fun.
yeah, dude, that game is badass. I want to play it. But
It's
that audio starts playing, and
uh-huh.
then it goes like it gives like a loud noise at the end. That's
Yeah.
like not even that scary. And I'm like, and I was looking through the audio, and people were like flinching hardcore to this audio, and I'm like, am I okay? Asking questions.
Mm,
But like the thing is, it's interesting. I don't know. Like I like getting scared.
yeah. It's just Zoomer stuff, dude. Like people
Yeah,
just they're built different. We're built different, you know? Like
yeah,
it's different, you know? I mean, we are Zoomers, but like that's a different thing, you know? Like our Us specifically, we're built different.
Yeah, yeah.
It's my chair is squeaking, dude. Like for a long period of time, I'd like just watch horror movies because if
Mhm.
you know what to look for, like I'm very analytic when it comes to movies and stuff. I like looking around for little details and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, and like so there's a lot of times that I'll be watching a movie, and I've watched like so many where I can call out, like because they're very obvious tropes. They're very obvious, like um, what's it called? Like it's just very obvious to what they're going to do next. So a lot
Yeah.
of times I'll be watching, and I'll be like, oh, like this is gonna happen next, or this is gonna happen next, and then it happens, and I'm like, I am not scared because I already know it's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
And so it just ends up with me watching a horror movie and I'm laughing because of just how bad it is, or like how very easy it is to like call out what's gonna happen. So
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, there's some that I haven't watched. Like I haven't watched The Quiet Place. I mean, I know what happens, right? But I want to watch it still.
Oh, dude, it's good. I
Yeah.
watched it.
And I enjoy, I've noticed I enjoy thrillers more than just straight up horror movies, because a lot of horror movies don't do it right, which is why I really appreciate The Quiet Place, because
Mhm.
what a lot of horror movies do is they really work on the noise, because that's what gets the uh like the ambiance of like everything and the atmosphere, and that's what gets you scared, right?
Yeah.
And with The Quiet Place, like it the reason it's so scary is because it's very different. It's not what you're used to. So instead of hearing this music build up, there's nothing. It's
Yeah.
just silence. And
Yeah.
that
And
creates tension on its own because you don't know when something's going to happen because everything's
yeah.
quiet, which I
And
just
like I
is beautiful.
yeah. Yeah. And like to me it was like I would say it's more realistic because what's it called? Like I like how they also put us into the daughter's perspective because she's deaf. The actor's deaf as well.
Yeah.
So like she can't hear anything, even with her hearing aids because they were broken.
Yeah.
So like and like in the reality of like living in silence and living in fear as well because you don't want to make noise. And it's like it gives you like it's more realistic because it's showing you okay you wouldn't know what the hell would happen or what would happen or when something would fall and what would happen. Like it gives you that, I don't know what's it called, like you kind of connect with it in a way.
Yeah, the suspense.
Yeah. And like yeah, and it was such a good movie. It was such a good movie.
I want to
You need to watch it.
I want to watch. I just like I have nowhere to watch it. I guess I could always do one, two, three movies. I just haven't gotten around to it.
I I watched it on Soap today. I watch it my movies there. I think it's there.
What soap?
Soap today.
Soap today? Is that
Yeah, like SOAP, the number 2, like 2, and day um dot something. And they have like shows and movies and stuff. They have a lot.
is is that just like a website, or is it an app, or like what
Oh
is
no, it's a
that?
website. It's a website. It's like 1, 2, 3 movies,
Nice,
but
nice.
it has more options, I think. Cause I used to do 1, 2, 3 movies, and then I couldn't find it anymore, and then I did like another one called like Ghost Stream, and I couldn't find that one anymore. And my aunt uses Soap today, so she told me about it.
Interesting. I will give this a try.
Yeah, like sometimes if I feel like watching a movie, um, that like that's not on Netflix, I'll watch it on there. And like recently, I've been trying to get into anime more,
Mm-hmm.
and like I always told myself to, and I've been telling myself recently, you need to like start and finish My Hero, because I've always been starting it and I never finished it. So so I got an app thanks to TikTok that has a bunch of animes on it. You just search up an anime or whatever, and you can watch the anime you want to watch. So I've been
Nice.
watching it on there.
There,
Badass.
there's I've gotten up to season 2, like, and I've like finished season 2. I never started season 3 and like
Yeah, I'm
beyond.
on I'm on season one still, and I paused watching it um because I've been like doing school and stuff. But
Hmm.
it's super good. It's so good.
I
It's so funny too.
I genuinely I like it. It's always like there's I have very like I have shifting moods, right?
Hmm.
Where like sometimes I want to watch something animated, and then sometimes I just want to watch something like like an IRL thing, you know?
Yeah.
And then like there's like the in between where I don't watch anything and I just play games and listen to music, which is like most of my time. So
Hmm.
it's like it's very small windows for when I watch stuff. The
Yeah.
and it's always for me it seems like if I watch a thing with someone, I think it's easier.
Yeah. Dude, nothing feels so good than a stretch. Like
True.
like when you wake up from that deep ass nap and you just like stretch.
Dude, speaking of deep ass nap, fucking I have not been able to get a good sleep schedule. I go to sleep I go to sleep at like
Oh man.
4, maybe later sometimes, and I wake up in like the afternoon. I'm so happy that I woke up at like 9 and I got my dumb fat ass out of bed and like cuz I will wake up and I will be comfy and then I will just lay in bed, which will inevitably make me fall asleep again.
No, dude, same. Like today was weird because all week last week and the week before, I was like stressing out
Uh-huh.
because of like the storm and all that stuff, and like the snow, the winter, and
Mhm.
the air, and like losing water and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god. And then my professors at the like in the when it barely started, they had not said anything about like extensions. So I was like freaking out because I had like an exam that week, and then they all extended it to yesterday. So I was like, oh my god. So literally, I suck at like history and everything. I was stressing out so bad over this history exam. It was so easy. Like I understand how he does his exams. So now I'm like, oh shit, now it's easy. Literally tonight, or not tonight, last night, I had the best sleep of my entire life.
Nice.
Like stress relieved, nothing. Like literally, I laid down and I'm like, everything is good. Like my my um my English professor, she was like, oh, don't worry about the module you guys couldn't do this week because a lot of people couldn't do it and I was barely like starting on them,
Mhm.
and they're really easy assignments. She's like, I took it off, and you guys aren't gonna get zeros for them, for none of the assignments that you have pending or whatever, because she also lost power.
Mhm.
So she was like, so you guys don't have to worry about that. Just continue what you got to do on Monday. Bless her heart. And
Yeah.
then my psychology professor was like, oh, it's due Sunday when I already turned it in. I was like, great. And my history professor was just waiting for people to turn it in. So I was like, bro, life is good right now. And I just knocked out completely. And I woke up today at like 7, like literally 7 o'clock, like refreshed. I was like, what the frick? I haven't woken up at 7 o'clock in the morning without an alarm since like
Senior year.
I don't know when. Yeah, yeah. Since senior year, I haven't woken up to like that since for a very long time. So, um, I was like, damn. And then I realized today that I have another exam in about 2 days for psychology, and I'm like, well, fuck. I'm more stressed. Oh my goodness.
I still need I have a narrative essay due in 2 days, right? Uh
Mhm.
and uh my sign language teacher was like uh the essay is due for English. My sign language teacher was like uh I'm out of power. I can't do work. I don't expect you to do work. So like we'll just start back up on like Monday. And so like I've been pretty set for that. And then my history teacher, I have to do a test today, but like I have until uh midnight, so I'm going to do that probably after we finish recording.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little bit later. I don't know. I'm going to do it at some point later today. And I'm not
Just
too worried
gonna.
about that.
Yeah. Like this is gonna sound weird because I tell my mom about it,
Uh-huh.
but like now that like when we're in college and stuff and we have more time management, if I have like quizzes or like exams to do, I like to do them at night. I don't know why. Like if I do them in the morning, it reminds me of like high school where I'm like totally sleepy and falling asleep and I do shit
Mhm.
on my quizzes and exams unless I like study real hard or like try to wake myself up.
Yeah.
So like at night, I don't know why, like it's more like calming and I'm like, dude, I can do this quiz and or this exam. And
Mhm.
like I'll do it, like I'll literally speak like just I don't know, like I get a rush and I just do it at night and I end up getting like not like a good awesome like perfect 100. Like if I get like a good grade, I'm like, oh shit, cool. And I'll be fine. And then I just do my homework in the morning. Like I'll do my assignments in the morning, my exams at night.
Yeah. I
I don't
think
know
it's
why.
I think it's cuz like we've always uh we've always had like this, negative thought on like, tests and stuff as you do.
Mhm.
Um but being able to choose your own time so you're able to like fully wake up like throughout the day and just take it at your own pace. So by the time night falls around, you feel more ready for it than like you wake up and you immediately do the test, you know?
Yeah. And like what's it called? I don't know why. Like it's weird though, cause like we just had like a sudden flip. Like you do an exam during the day, and you do your homework when you get home. If
Mhm.
you're like in school, and then now that you're like in college, it's like you can do whatever you want. If you don't want to do schoolwork on a Monday, don't do schoolwork on a Monday.
Yeah.
Sometimes I take Mondays off. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, it's Monday. Nothing's really due until the end of the week, unless I have like a quiz or something in the middle of the week. I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'll go to sleep.
I only have classes uh like my only in-person class is history and I have that Monday and Wednesday. And today we're taking a test, so I don't believe we have lecture. At least that's what my class is saying. Um,
Yeah.
so uh, I like to take, and then Tuesday and Thursday, or not Tuesday and Thursday, just Tuesdays. I'm in a little like club at STC. So on Tuesdays I go normally at like 2 for that, and then like after I'll do like work for like sign language, and then Wednesday I'll do my work for history, and like throughout all this time I'm working on English.
Yeah.
So it's like I have a pretty good. I'm also
Yeah.
being told that there's a discussion due today.
Oh yeah. Didn't you have a topic you wanted to talk about?
Oh yeah, I was thinking back to high school, not too long ago, and I was thinking like I was thinking back all of the like traditions band had, and like
Mhm.
with like from section leaders to like the lines and all that sort of stuff, right? And I thought back to like when I was a senior and I was mad that we weren't doing like any of these traditions, right? I was like,
Mhm.
man, like this sucks. Like it's been like this. It's been like a certain way like since forever. And then I think back, and while I was thinking back to that, like a little bit ago, I was like, man, that could be like that's like the same mentality of like these people that are like, this thing shouldn't be a thing because it wasn't like it didn't exist back then, you know? It's like that
Yeah.
same mentality, and I was like, I can understand why, our directors got rid of certain traditions and all that. Well, like for some they weren't really harmful. It was more of just uh like little bit of privilege because it like I think it makes genuinely like out of like all the stuff that I know, all the stuff that I've like learned throughout the years and stuff, and like how much I've grown, I still believe like if you're a senior in a club in band, you should get a little bit of privilege, you know? You've put in your time, especially for a thing where not a lot of people stay in because like
Mhm.
they just want to get a letterman and leave, you know?
Yeah.
So like, and even with them, there's a lot of people that are just miserable and still in band and stay in band until like they graduate, right?
Mhm.
And like I feel like there still should be like some privilege, like just a little bit of like you're the first section to get fed, like it's it's the seniors, right? For like whenever there's
Mhm.
parties or any sort of thing like that, you get, it's seniors, and
Yeah.
it goes down the list from there, because like that's the way it works, and every year you get bumped up. It's not like you stay in the bottom all the time. You slowly make your way up. It's like it's tiers, you
Yeah. Like I remember one time, and like, to be honest, like it's cool, right? Like like I remember being a freshman, like being like, oh, I can't wait to be a senior and like finally be first, and like
yeah,
you slowly
it
like
like
bump up.
motivated you to stay in
I
band.
know. Yeah, and like, but like, what's it called? Some people were so like, I get it, like it's kind of like, oh, I hate being in the back, or like, oh my god, like I don't wouldn't want people to cut line, like stop cutting line, but like some people take it way too far. Like I remember one time, I'm not gonna name names
Uh-huh.
because, but I remember one time, I don't remember. I think it was junior year, and I think they tried to switch the lines, but it didn't work out. They tried to switch it. So, and I think we were juniors, and I think I think either it was sophomores or freshmen weren't there at the time, and so they didn't get their food, and we were already gonna get our food, and they just came back, and then they were like, okay, like the teacher was like, okay, let them get their food first because they hadn't gotten food, and I was like, oh, that's pretty okay, or like let them cut in line. So this one person was like, oh, that's not fair. They're cutting line. I don't know what. They should go in the back of the line. And I'm like, I literally turned around and I'm like, dude, shut up. Like, they haven't gotten food. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean?
Like we were going for seconds or what?
No, not seconds. Like, it was actual, like, the lines.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember when it was, but
I feel
this
like
person was just like,
I know who you're talking about, but I don't
mm,
remember the situation.
I don't know. I don't remember when it was. And, like, what's it called? I maybe it might have been for seconds. I don't know, but they were letting people cut, and I get like you'd be upset, but like if they haven't gotten food at all, let them get food. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
was
this
it like
person was just like,
was it like okay, so say like sophomore is about to get like their food, and then a junior comes up and he hasn't gotten it, and then they say like, "Oh, let the junior get the food first." It was
yeah, like
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think it was like seconds. I forgot what it was, but someone was just like, oh, that's not fair. Like we were already here, and I'm like, dude. they haven't gotten their food, let them get food. And he was like, I don't care. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
It
it's
was
not.
like,
Yeah,
it
I
was
feel like
like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
wait, hold on, let me type it in, cause what's it called? But hold on, hold on. But yeah, and I was like, but yeah.
Yep. It's just
It was
like,
sophomore year.
of
It was
course
sophomore
it is.
year.
Of
I
course
was
it is.
like, what the fuck? And that
Fine.
person is so arrogant. I'm
Whatever, dude.
sorry.
It happens. It happens.
I know. And like like how you say like the privilege thing, I say it's like, I guess, to an extent.
Well,
Cuz
of
like
course,
I
yeah.
yeah,
Like there
cuz
was
like we're yeah.
the section leaders before us had like there was too much. But
Oh god.
I think when I think I think when we were freshmen, I think that was a good balance of like responsibility because section leaders had an actual job to do. They were in
Mhm.
charge of the section. They were supposed to, they they took care of the section. They made sure like everyone had everything. Um, Everyone was learning their sets. Everyone knew their music, etc., etc. And like everyone everyone knew like if a section leader tells you something, you need to follow that because like they know more than you, right? So
Mhm.
it was a clear understanding like this person is not a teacher, but they still have like the authority to tell you, hey, you should move a little bit to this way or whatever, right? Because they've been doing it longer than you have. That's the way I liked. Like, because not all the time teachers were there, and like that's not on their fault. They also have middle school,
Mhm.
So, uh, so there was a lot of times where like the head director couldn't see everyone. They couldn't like pick out everyone at a time. So there was like little individuals that would be like, "Oh, you need to move this way or whatever, whatever." It didn't matter if it was from a different section or not because everyone had an understanding. Everyone's working together. It's not like individual thing. So if
Mhm.
like one person that you knew was higher than you, like in a different grade, you you knew like, oh, like I need to follow them because they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
How did we
And like
get to band?
I
From
know, what the fuck? To my Carly.
it's true. We started with iCarly. All of this started with Spencer.
I know. Spencer. All hail Spencer.
Oh, hail Spencer.
But no, dude, like, yeah, and oh man, freshman year sucked for me though. Like,
Oh
ooh,
yeah.
I had, yeah,
I
you
think
know.
I think for the most part we all had pretty bad freshman years. I had honestly my freshman year wasn't too bad, but I was very much alone. I was like I only had myself really. And
Yeah.
it, like okay. So for my freshman year in high school, uh like I was in band. Most I had one friend that was also with my instrument, trombone, shout out, right?
Mhm.
And um he ended up quitting, right? So it was just like me and another freshman, right? In the section. And then uh and we weren't like close at all. We weren't really friends. We just knew each other. And
Yeah.
it was just and we couldn't what's the word, like go to different sections. You had to stay with your section, right, for mostly like everything. So for a good portion of time I had one friend that was an upperclassman, um and then that I knew, and then the rest were just like strangers to me,
Yeah.
and I kind of just had to like you know find like new friends and stuff. And that's where I met you.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
I don't even remember how we met. We met when we you would it matter if I say names?
Mm, I don't know.
You were in the hallway with two other friends, um, and I had walked up because I wanted to talk to one of them because I really didn't know anyone else. So I went to talk with him, and then he was talking with you and one of our friends, or at the time it was just your friend. Uh, and then like we like that was just a recurring thing. I'd just go back because like you guys were pretty cool, so I'd just go back and then we'd like hang out until like first period ended, and then
Oh yeah.
that's it.
No, dude. I remember meeting you when I was talking with one of our friends. This is kind of hard to differentiate
I could cut it
without
out
saying
if you
names.
want to say names. I could just like beep the.
Oh, okay. Well, when I think I remember when I guess when we were talking, oh, I don't know when it was. I think I was talking with one day. Like this is what I remember. And what's it called? And I was like just talking with my, and then you came up to me and you started joking with her, and I kind of started joking with you. That's how I remember. Like I made a joke to you, and you kind of laughed, and I was like, oh okay. And then later on when we met up with what was it? Who was it?
Yeah,
Joe and
yeah.
you came up to Joe, and then that's how we I guess how we got closer. That's how I remember,
I
but
don't
I
remember.
physically cannot remember
I don't
like
remember the
specific.
part. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember. I mean, I believe you because that sounds exactly like me, but I don't remember.
No, like literally, like I was talking. I remember walking with,
Uh
and
huh.
then doing that, and then you came along, so I was like, oh shit. But
It sounds like me.
mhm.
Cause like I feel bad, but I always enjoyed like uh like poking fun at once in a while.
Oh yeah,
It
I
was
remember that.
it was so much fun, dude. Cause like her death stare genuinely like just scares me. It
I
scares
love
me,
her.
bro.
She's the best. I love her. My God. But yeah, but I mean, yeah, high school was weird. Like my freshman year, I mean, it was okay. It was drama filled for some reason. Just so much
I was like
drama.
I was like the complete opposite, bro. I was like I had like I had like no friends. I was very much to myself, and I just like and I worked out to the point of like I got to like probably I got close to becoming like the healthiest I've ever been. I got the healthiest in sophomore year, but freshman year is what like
Yeah,
really jump started everything.
yeah. And like, I don't know, there's so much just going on like freshman year, and then oh my God, there's just so much shit going
Oh
on.
my
Like it
god.
started off shut up. It started what's it called? It started off good, and then like near the end it just went to shit. And then
It happens.
what's it called? Yeah, near the end it went to shit, and then it got better. Like sophomore year was a good one. Well, no, actually it wasn't. And then I don't know, it's just very weird. I think my good years were like that I can pick out like good things that happened.
Mhm.
Maybe like a close second is freshman year. Senior year was the best thing.
Oh, I agree with that. Like
Senior year was the best.
I may have not been the absolute healthiest and like uh
Hmm.
physically and stuff, right? But emotionally, I don't think I have ever been like happier
Oh yeah.
since
Like
senior year.
my mental health was so good
It was so
senior year.
good, bro. So good.
Bro, like literally like I've had struggles with mental health,
Uh
but
huh.
like junior year was just like the worst year. Junior, sophomore and junior. And then senior year I was like, okay, like I really worked myself in the summer like and I was like, dude, you know what? it's gonna be great, and it was.
I think
Aside from the COVID part, it was good.
yeah, I agreed. Like everything before COVID was baller.
Mhm.
Everything before
Oh
COVID
yeah.
was baller.
Yep.
Um, I think emotionally, like mentally, fresh
Mhm.
sophomore and senior year were my best mentally, and then
Mhm.
physically, I guess would also be sophomore year. The reason why I say sophomore year is because like freshman year, I like worked out basically the whole year, like whole freshman year. It was like every morning, and then when we stopped going outside, I I would work out at night when I got home, and that continued on until sophomore year uh, when we started practice. But even then, I continued on through sophomore year until the end of marching season, which then I started to slow down, and then
Mhm.
I just became a fat blob again,
Mood.
but not as a fat a blob as I was. So I still like I lost weight from eighth to sophomore year, and then gained a little bit from sophomore year to now. But
Yeah.
but I'm still like I'm more or less in the same area. I just
Mhm.
need to do a little bit, and then I can't get back to where I was like athletically, but like
Mhm.
shape wise, I think I could probably do it.
Yeah. Like, what's it called? Like, I can still run and stuff.
Mhm.
Maybe not as much as I would in high school. Like, I
Yeah.
remember I've been going out to the park here where I live, and to to go walk and stuff and run, and like, holy fuck, I'm out of shape. But like, um but I think like if I keep doing it and doing it, I'll eventually get to where I was, because I used to. I think I've told you this before. I think we talked about it, but
Hmm.
I I used to wake up every day at like 4 a.m., and then at 5 a.m. go to the band hall and go outside and
Oh
run my
yeah.
laps.
I was there.
And I would,
I'd be off
yeah,
on the side doing my own thing.
yeah, I would run to the laps, and then I would, since it's like the practice field, it had the yard lines. I
Yeah.
would do suicides. I wouldn't like do the burpees or anything. I just run.
Mhm.
I would do suicides all the way, halfway, and sometimes even the whole way. And and then I would go and do the exercises in March.
Yeah.
Like, I would purposely beat myself up for that. And I was like, damn, shoddy.
My my legs have like never been so fucking delicious since sophomore year, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, bro. Like I would do so much for my legs. I used to run. I used to do the stairs like where the practice field was. I
Mhm.
and I this was the one thing that I miss about going to the practice field because it's a very big open space.
Oh yeah.
But so I'd do suicides, but and I'd do essentially what you did but backwards. So
Oh
you'd
yeah.
start at the 10 and you'd go to, the 15 and then turn and then run back to the 10 and then turn and then run to the 20 and then turn, and I'd do that like twice. I'd go one side of the field and the other side of well, I'd go to the 50 and then back because there was too much uh like there was a lot of rocks and I was scared of slipping, but I'd go to the 50 and then back again, twice to like symbolize I did two, you know?
Yeah.
Uh and I did that a lot and that destroyed like my calf. Like in a good way though.
Yeah. Like, literally, I look back at old pictures from like before I started marching band,
Mhm.
and I'm like, dude, my legs were sticks. Like, literal, like, sticks. Like, I had no calves. Like, literally. And then now I still got my calves, bro. Like, I feel them. They're in there. If I like run a little bit, they'll come out.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Once in a while I go to the trails and
Mhm.
I just do like just one, right? It's like 30 minutes and it's like a mile and like a half.
Mhm.
But it's like a bunch of hills and stuff, so it's like, it's more. Uh and like by the end of it, like I feel like they're still in there, but like yeah, I got to work on it.
Yeah.
The one thing that I was greatly surprised on is how well I was able to do it. So like I I went a few times with my mom, but yesterday, 2 days ago, some one of those. I went to the trails on my own because my mom was at a thing. Yeah, it was yesterday
Mhm.
because it was on shit. No, was it? Fuck it, whatever. It was a day. It was a day sometime before today, and I went to the trails on my own because my mom was out, and I wanted to go to the trails. I wanted to snap some pictures. So like I did the trails on my own, and I was able to do it a little bit faster. And I jogged a few of like a little bit of the way, and like while I was like catching my breath, I realized like I'm not that out of breath slash like it's not hard to breathe. So I was in like that middle area of like I know I'm not as like out of shape as I was freshman year because I was way out of shape in freshman year.
Yeah.
But I'm not where I was sophomore year, and my goal is to maybe not get to where sophomore year was, but at least like where freshman year me was, like at the end of freshman year, because at the end of freshman year I was able to do a mile and like a little bit of a mile and like a half at like almost a full like jog sprint. I don't know what you want to call it,
Mhm.
like totally fine, and I was able to do a lot more after that as well. And then sophomore year me was able to do 2 full miles without stopping, like at almost a full sprint, which was really pog. And as much I want to get to that, but small goals, baby, small goals,
Small goals.
small
Oh
goals.
yeah.
And also, this is the part that's killing me, right? Because and it's like getting me kind of motivated to do more. I'm not. I Okay. This is gonna be a little cringe fest right now. But
Mhm.
uh, last year, the quarterback for the Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger, well, he hurt his arm and he went through surgery, and he said that he would not cut his hair nor his beard until he was able to throw a full NFL like football, right? Like a
Mhm.
full on throw, not a short pass, like a full long throw, right? And um, when I was thinking about what I could do to kind of motivate me, right? I thought of that.
Ooh.
So that's what I'm doing. I haven't cut my hair in almost like a year probably now. It didn't start out like that. It just kind of like I need to cut my hair, and I thought about Big Ben, and I was like, actually, so that's kind of like my plan now, and it looks horrible. It doesn't look good. Like I love playing with my hair, but man, it doesn't look good on me. I don't know what happened to my long luscious hair, but I remember a time where I used to have like a good. I think it's because it's just too long right now. Because I used to trim
Yeah.
it, right? But like there was a time where I was able to have like floofy, like nice long hair, long-ish hair, right?
Mhm.
And I liked the way it looked. And then now it's just a long mess, and I have a mullet, like half mullet, like,
Oh my god.
and I hate it so much. The mullet stuff, dude, it's so gross. So like I'm really trying my best. I'm really trying my best to get this done.
No, but that's good, bro. Like at least something. At least you have something to keep you motivated.
it
Like.
it doesn't always work because like there's some days when I'm like, it's just hair, and I'm just like, it's whatever. Like I could just
Yeah.
cut it, whatever, whatever. So I'm trying to find a more like permanent motivation that's not like what's the word? I guess like toxic to myself or something. Like you're fat
Yeah.
and you need to be better, so that's why you're doing this. No, like, and I've registered that um like I want to work out because like I want to take care of myself because I love myself, right? But then there's
Mhm.
also those like times where it's like, oh, do I though? you know?
Yeah, and like the way I thought about it, because I had trouble with that too, like very early on. Like I
Mhm.
remember like freshman year, dude, I used to think I was like massive when I wasn't. And I was like, literally, I had so many body issues. And then
Yeah.
now it's like I'm a little bit bigger than I used to be, and I'm a lot more comfortable. And I think it's what's it called? The way I see it is like, dude, like I can still like run a mile, not as much as I can, right? Like or as fast as I used to,
Mhm.
but I can still do it. I'll have a couple stops, but I can still do it. And like the way it helped me a lot was like trying to like eat healthy and stuff and all that is like make it fun. Like like maybe like do something that you think you'd like to you'd like to make, like you find it'd be fun to make, or like with food wise, because I had trouble like with because sometimes I have trouble with like my relationship with food. It fluctuates a lot,
Mhm.
so it's like just try to have fun with it. Don't think much. Like, and now my mentality was like, as long as you like keep moving and you keep yourself moving and eating um good, like not like good as in like healthy wise, like dieting and all that stuff, like good as in like you eat
Like
like
you.
your 3 meals.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you eat your 3 meals and you make sure like you're full, and you know how much like how much you can eat until you're like, okay, like I can't eat anymore.
Mhm.
Like don't like proportions and all that stuff. That's what I mean. And like as long as you do that and you eat good, eat well, you'll be fine. And like I don't know, but over time, like I've grown like that confidence, because it's like holy shit, bro. Like I'm a little a little cool. I'm kind of cool, bro. Shit. I realized it. I was like literally, I used to think I was so lame. Like, no joke. And then, like, I guess in going into senior year, junior year, I was like, I'm kind of cool. And then now I'm like, dude, I'm badass. Like, I'm
Yeesh.
cool.
I
I'm
guess,
like,
bro. No, I'm
sheesh.
joking.
Oh, bro.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
My ego. I'm kidding. No, but but no, dude, like, yeah, I'm just vibing. Like, I'm like, I'm kind of cool, and like, if you don't think so, that's your problem, not mine.
Yeah, I get that.
And
I get that.
yeah,
Uh, what's it called? Yeah, I get you. I have there's a diet that like I'm on, and um, essentially it's that you have like one big meal and then you fast the rest of the day. So I'll
mhm,
have like, or it kind of depends because sometimes I can't really have a big meal like during the day, right? Or I need to make something
mhm,
fast or whatever, whatever. Um, but it's just like a certain amount of like calories I like intake, right? And
yeah,
then for the rest of the day I fast and I just have like water, or I'll have like fruit or something, right?
mhm,
And that's what I'm doing, and it's helped me like really cut down like my stomach because I remember before I can have like I can eat like 3 burgers at Whataburger, you know, and still have room for like the fries and then the soda or the milkshake. I fucking love the malts, dude. So
mhm,
like I'd be able to absolutely devour food, right? Now
yeah,
now one burger, fries and soda, I'm good, bro. I'm good. And
Yeah.
it genuinely makes me happy that I've like gotten my like I've been able to like um shrink my stomach to be able to do that, because there was always like I felt bad that I would devour and like eat this delicious burger and then be like, man, I wish I could get another one, instead of being like full. And like that
Mhm.
mentality is what also got me to be like, I might not exercise all the time, but I'm at least going to cut my diet down so I eat less. And then that's what I
Yeah.
did. So I got step
Yeah.
1 down, and so far I've been able to do that for just about a month now. So that's Pog.
Yeah.
Uh,
Pug. So, is there anything else you want to talk about for the podcast?
um, Not that I know of. I'll
Okay.
definitely be sure to write stuff down again,
Yes.
cause
I need to write things down because I had a lot of ideas, and then I texted you when I texted you, and then when we started, I completely forgot.
yeah. And I had like,
uh,
when you had asked like oh, what did you want to talk about? I had like I had it in my head, and I didn't want to share with you too much because I wanted your your initial reaction to the joke and stuff. But when
mhm.
we started, it was gone, all gone. And I mean, it was like a week later, you know, but still, like it's
Yeah,
just all gone completely.
yeah, completely. Dude, I'm always forgetting things. No, like literally. I think this is one of the topics I want to talk about. But I'm always forgetting things. Always. Like my memory is so fuzzy. Might be because of the trauma. Oh, anyway,
Oh,
but yeah, oh, but no, but but because what's it called? I don't know. Like I just foggy, and like literally people ask me, "Hey, do you remember this time when like we did this and all of this?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, what? Explain it to me again." And they'll tell me it
I'm
like
sorry. Who
three
are you?
times. Yeah, they'll tell me like three times, and I'll be like, yeah, yeah." And I won't know like until maybe like I get home the other day, like the not the other day,
Like the
like I'll
next
get
day.
home like the next day or after I've talked with them, and I'll be like, oh shit, I do remember, and then I'll go on with my day. Like, oh man, it's kind of funny because like, what's it called? Um, like I remember somebody was telling me a story like, oh, remember that one time when this happened with this person, and I was like, who the fuck is that? And then they're like, Natalie, like they're like, Natalie, it's this person. You've known them for we went to school with them. And I'm like, oh shit, and then I remember.
Yeah, yeah, that happens. That happens a lot with like my friends. If we'll be like
Yeah.
if we reminisce on like something or like a moment from high school, we'll be like, "Hey, do you remember when this person did that?" And one of them will go, "Who's that?" And then we describe and then we like describe them, and they're like, I have
Mhm.
no clue who you're talking about. And then like 5 minutes later, they'll say a story with that same person in it, and we're like, that's the person we were talking about. And they're like, that's them.
Yeah, that happens to me too. Oh man, and like I don't know what it is. Like it's just like so much shit happens, and then it just piles up in your brain, and then you go on with the rest of your day. Like this is honestly why I won't remember until they tell me. You know what I like? Someone tells me about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wait, what? And then I'll be like, oh yeah. Like some with certain things, I'll remember and I'll keep it in like my subconscious level. But
Yeah.
like, this is why I'm a good secret keeper because they'll
Cause
tell me a secret,
and then you forget
I'll
immediately until it's
forget.
brought up again.
Yeah. like like they'll tell me like, oh, remember when this happened? And I'm like, oh, like they'll be talking about like the secret, and I'll be like, wait, when did this happen? And then I'll remember, oh yeah, they told me already. And then I'll keep listening because I'm like, that's why I'm so good at keeping secrets. Like I know there's somewhere in my brain. I have a lot of secrets. So there's a lot somewhere in my brain. I feel like that girl from freaking Mean Girls, Gretchen Wiener, full of secrets. And what's it called? But like, no, it's honestly because I forget. Like I don't think, like I don't sit down in my bed every day thinking of all the secrets I know. Like I just forget. And then the like a friend comes up to me, hey, remember when I told you about this? And I'm like, oh my god, yeah. And then well, they'll tell me like what happened, and I'm like, holy shit, like I don't know, I'm a good secret keeper because I forget about your secrets. Literally, like it's weird, like no joke. And then
I'm a good secret keeper
like
because I'll forget who you are after you tell me.
I'll forget I even spoke to you.
Once you
Who are
stop,
you?
once you
Where am I?
once you stop talking to me, you're just gone. Like I can't see you. I don't know who you are.
Yeah, I blink and just it's fuzzy. Oh man, no, and then what's it called? But yeah, and then I've recently found out that I'm not good with names. I
Oh,
have to have
I'm never good with names. Do you
I
remember
have to
when I
have a
was trying to
I have
learn
to
your
have a
guys'
face.
names?
I don't know. I think so.
I would. There was a time freshman year when like we were mostly getting acquainted. It was you, me, a few others. Uh, I would literally just walk up and I'd point and I'd say the name, and then
Mhm.
they're like, "Yes." I was like, "Got it. Yes, let's go." Like,
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
and I had to do that because I genuinely am just not good with names. I am good with faces, not names. I'm good like with voices and like how you sound, along with like
Mhm.
faces. I could not
Yeah.
remember a name. It's very hard.
Yeah. I honestly like once you tell me your name, like if they're talking about somebody with like that I don't know like that well, I'll be like, wait, who? Like if it or it's like or if it's like a name that a lot of people have like a common name, I'll be like,
Yeah,
okay, which one? And
yeah,
then I'll
that
have to
happens.
see their face. Or like if I'm not really acquainted with you and like they tell me, "Oh, do you know who?" and they talk about this person, I'm like, "Wait, who's that?" And then they'll be like, "Dude, we went to school with them." I'm like, "Can I see their face?" And if I see their
Yeah,
face, I'm like, "Oh, I remember that dude."
yeah, that
But like
happens a
if it's
lot.
like but if it's like if I'm trying to like be your friend and like I ask you right away like, "Okay, what's your name?" and like how I think I you told me, "Oh, my name's like Joshua." I'm like, "Okay, I'll know it. I'll just know it in my head." I'm just like, okay, like I gotta know their name because if I'm gonna be their friend and I forget their name, what's it called? They're gonna they're gonna think I'm not a good friend. So I remember their name. And then sometimes like my I don't know, it's weird. Like sometimes I'll know a name because somebody called you your that like somebody said your name and I'll be like, okay, that's their name. And then I go up to them like, oh, I'll be like, hey, whatever your name is, and then they'll be like, how the fuck do you know my name? And I'm like, oh, because the teacher like said your name, so that's how I know your name. And they're gonna be like, oh shit, it's happened to me a lot in class,
Makes sense.
like in school. Like I remember I asked them a question. I'm like, oh hey, so and so, and they're like appalled that I'm even talking to them. They're like, how the fuck do you know my name? I've never spoken to you ever. And I'm like, it's because I heard like the teacher say it or someone say it or like their friend say it. I'm like, okay, that's their name. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe I am kind of good with names.
I'm not. I can 100% tell you I am not. The only time I'm good with names if it's repeated often or if I already know, like, if I more or less know the name. Like if I see, okay, so say we're in high school together, right? And I see
Mhm.
like I see you around where or whatever, and I hear your name pop up once or twice, and then I
Yeah.
see you again, and I'll be like, "Oh, isn't that Natalie?" You know, like
Yeah.
that's like the fastest way I can learn names. But if I'm trying to like learn names, it takes me a while. It took me like a maybe like a month to learn my section's name when we were seniors.
Oh, it was pretty easy for me. Like, cause their faces, I saw their faces every day. So I
Yeah,
was
like
like,
it took me a while, but it was just like a lot of the time. I didn't really like interact with all of them.
Mhm.
Cause some were like on, I was on the edge and they were like further away. So I interacted with the few that I interacted with more. I learned them pretty fast, but the ones that
Yeah.
I didn't interact with a lot, I had to learn. It took me a little bit longer.
Yeah, and like what's it called? Like for me, when like new people would come in, sometimes I already knew them because like they came in I was like a year older than they were, or I just knew who they were because would tell me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know like I'd know names but I wouldn't know faces. And then when they would come, I'd be like, "Okay, I need to put faces to a name." So whenever I'd ask, "Okay, what's your name?" I'd ask, and then I'd be like, "Okay, that's them. That's them. That's them." I don't know. I guess like for me, since I had to know everyone's names as like the section leader, I
Uh
was like,
huh.
"Okay, I have to know their names." So I would see, and I'd be like, "Okay."
That makes sense.
But like I think with faces, I know a lot of faces. I can recognize a lot of faces because like I see so many faces. So like I remember one time I was talking to this one person who said they saw me in school
Uh huh.
and they would see me all the time, which made me more aware that I am seen by people.
Okay.
So now I know how to act. But they were like, "Oh," and I would see her around school and stuff. And then I remember like looking at them, like really looking at the picture of them. And I'm like, "Hold on a second. I would see you. Like, would you wear glasses sometimes? Because I think I saw you one time look at me in the hallway." And then they were like, "Oh my god, yeah!" And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then I immediately put the name to the face. I don't know. It's very weird. My brain, my
My
brain
brain.
hurts now thinking about it. My brain,
Your brain.
my brain. Thank you guys for listening to the A&E podcast, where we talk about anything and everything.
Again, if you want to request a topic, send us a DM or email us at the AE Podcast with two T's on Instagram and Twitter.